My name is Daiichi Yamada. I work as a nurse in my late 20s. However, I won't argue that male nursing is still not widely accepted. The first time I started working at a private hospital, I was having some private trouble. I still worked for 5 years, but I ended up leaving. I was afraid of being unemployed, so I started looking for another job. A male nurse, huh? I'd love a person in your position to work for us. It was a nursing home for elderly people with dementia. I was going to be working nights, unlike my previous job. But I was fine with it, so I accepted the position. A year flew by, and I was a little annoyed by the reverse time schedule. But I got used to it. I get a lot of benefits, and the pay is decent, so I don't mind moving. But I'm basically here only to go to sleep. I've been working hard from my apartment for my tech school days. My parents talk occasionally about what's been going on, but it was tough to really visit them when I worked as a nurse. It was almost New Year's Eve, but my parents understood that I was busy.
You just take care of yourself.
They never really pestered me to go home. Then one day, right around lunchtime, I was getting ready for my next night shift when the doorbell would not stop going off. When I looked outside, I noticed a pair of young men I'd never seen before. If this is something to do with religion, I'm not interested. If this is something to do with religion, I'm not interested. Mr. Daiichi Yamada, you've been a shut-in for over a year, right? We are with a group who are supporting those who need help as shut-ins. Please open your door. Shut-in support? What the hell are they talking about? I work almost every day, so I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I've always been an indoor type, and I always buy all my stuff online, so it's true that I don't really walk outside often. But I'm not a shut-in. I just work night shifts. Please go home. However, they wouldn't give up and kept saying, open the door. And then,
Daiichi, it's your auntie.
I heard a woman on the other side of the door. There are a lot of things that happen in life, but then I heard an older man. I knew immediately it was my uncle and aunt on my dad's side. You're apparently a shut-in during New Year's too.
Mom said that you were busy, but we know the truth.
What's the truth? They used to always look after me as a kid, but they must have really been mistaken. No, I have a job. I'll even show you my pay stub. I cracked the door open and wanted to hand them my pay stub, but the support agents? They suddenly came pushing into the house. Whoa, what the hell? At least take your shoes off. It's fine. We're your allies. Don't worry. You don't have to run. Look, you don't have a single suit or dress wear for work. No, I work as a nurse. I have my uniforms cleaned at work. My job was to keep everything clean, so they had our uniforms taken to a special cleaners. Once a week, they would give us just enough for the week after they were all sterilized. After our work was over, the sterilization companies would take them in a bag. I would go to work in my personal clothes, and so I didn't have any uniforms at home. I explained it, but my aunt and uncle, along with the agents, didn't listen. They didn't even look at my pay stub. The agents? You just need to get your clothes and leave. They were just trying to drag me out of my own home. I was starting to get pissed after they rummaged through my apartment. What the hell? You come into my house without permission? I'm going to call the police! They said that there was no point since it was a private matter, but I ignored them and called the police.
They won't take your side as a shut-in.
Yeah, you really need to stop embarrassing yourself. They kept talking about crap, but 2 police officers showed up. They called my place of work and confirmed that I was indeed employed there. Then they took my side, of course. This gentleman is employed and just came home this morning. But okay, whatever. You're trespassing. And that's that. So let's go have a talk. One of the officers asked for backup as he chased off the agents and my aunt and uncle. The last officer that remained asked me more details, but I really didn't understand what was going on either, so I couldn't really help him out. If something happens again, we'll reach out to you. He must have caught on to my tired look. He let me go in a few minutes. I went back to rest before going to my night shift. The next day, right after my night shift, my father called me this time. My brother and his wife. They're apparently in some kind of organization. They're also in debt. I'm not sure how being in debt and being in some kind of weird support group has anything to do with each other. There wasn't any other evidence of other crimes being committed, so they were released from custody. Luckily, they didn't know where I worked or the name of my place of employment, so even if they came after me, I wasn't too worried. It wouldn't be crazy for them to show up again. I was terrified and asked my parents to move away quickly. I'm so glad I didn't waste my money. I have some money to spend. I didn't have much luggage, so I didn't need a big package for movers. My new address was going to be a monthly apartment that one of my employers ran on the side. He said that there was an opening, and that he would be fine with me moving immediately. I got closer to my place of work, and now I can sleep more. I started living at my new place, but a few days later,
Mr. Yamada, are you okay? I have to tell you something.
my building manager called me and told me that someone had broken into my old apartment.
It was the second floor and they broke the windows. Someone had called the police.
They must have kept coming for me. I feel a little bad for them, but I'm glad I moved quick. I asked my parents to handle the rest, as I had to sleep for my next shift. I heard from my parents later on, but apparently those agents were legitimate organization staff. My aunt and uncle wanted them to come inside and steal my stuff, while they were shuffling through my things. I received a formal apology from their organization leader, and they said they would cover all of the moving fees and pay for damages. I was a little scared at how they were acting, but I mean, they might also be the victims here. My aunt and uncle were the ones that ended up breaking into my empty apartment. They were finally arrested and taken to jail for a little longer. Apparently they had donated a lot to their organization, and the New Year's that I didn't go home, they were begging my parents for money. My parents of course turned them down, but they figured out that I was a nurse, and they had known that it was their chance. If we can't contribute, we'll be cut from the org!
What are we going to do?
Apparently my relatives cut all ties with them after that, but I don't know if they care.
Thanks for watching! Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Bye!